say mud.
Key
It's not
lime's
mud. It's just a type.
Mud. Mississippi mud.
I know, but it doesn't have mud, and you can't say I don't want fruit. I want mud.
Key lime would work.
Lime is fruit.
That's why I asked.
Bean pie is
Brew
good.
doesn't want hot fruit, is what he likes.
Hot fruit.
But cold fruit, he's okay.
Yeah.
Key lime. I mean, lime is.
All right, let's
Afternoon headlines sponsored by Ram Trucks Built to Serve. Welcome back to another installment of Walking Boot Weekly. Busy week for us. We got 2 episodes. After a somewhat uneventful offseason, we have news. Dak Prescott was in a walking boot. Clarence Hill Jr. of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram relaying this info from Dak himself, who was in a walking boot, as you can see there. I'm great, so no worries. Last time I went deep sea fishing, my ankle swelled up. It's the same ankle as the 2020 injury. It's the same issues. So, Brew, I guess there's nothing to see here.
No, the question is to you, Wilds.
Yes.
You're not asking the question.
Yes.
Which is for the audience so they know. Yesterday, Wilds wanted us to lead the show with this, was angry that Brew, myself, and Dusty overruled him, and then tried to take some odd victory lap mid-show when the Fort Worth Star-Telegram wrote it up. Now that we have this update, that it is a precaution he regularly takes when he's deep-sea fishing for a 4-year-old injury,
No one.
are you still on hobble watch?
Well, 100%. And here's why. I will remain vigilant on hobble watch, much like astronomers are on meteorite watch. Look, there's a strong chance it's absolutely nothing, but there is a small chance it's absolutely devastating.
Wait.
That's what hobble watch is.
Devastating?
A small chance. When they're like, hey, here comes a meteorite into our orbit, all eyes. All eyes on the sky. That's me. When a guy is wearing a boot, Patrick Mahomes was at Wimbledon. Do you think it would be noteworthy if he sauntered up to his seat wearing a walking boot?
Yeah.
Or we would just not cover it?
No, I think it would.
If he says last time I was in Wimbledon, I
it was
climbed the
like
stairs.
every
time I go to Wimbledon, I wear a walking boot.
Wear a walking boot.
Ankle swells
because
up.
These Brits are clumsy, and I don't trust them.
Anytime any quarterback has a walking boot on, my antennae are up in a major way. That's why I'm the editor of Walking Boot Weekly. When guys are wearing walking boots, I'm reporting it.
Nick.
Yeah.
Or at least commenting.
I have to say this, and on behalf of Wilds, we mocked him when Giannis went down.
Thank you.
Grimaced, and Wilds did. What'd you say? He
said he was writhing.
Writhing in pain.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, weeks later,
it ended their
season.
It ended
up being something. But still, I'll give you that. But
Thank you.
I don't think it's anything.
Thank you. It's not anything. Unless they're going to be playing their playoff game on an aircraft carrier on the open seas, I don't think he's going to be in a walking boot. I think he's fine.
Very little wave movement on an aircraft carrier.
I understand, but
Kelsey. Texans wide receiver Tank Dell has some high praise for his second-year QB. Now, CJ won Offensive Rookie of the Year and a playoff game, but Tank Dell says it's just the beginning. He can also win Best Quarterback in the World. Wow. Take a listen.
I for sure feel like CJ got the opportunity to be the best quarterback in the league, to just keep doing what he's doing to bridge the gap between him and Mahomes, man. Because, not gonna lie, Mahomes special, man. What it was, like 6 years, 5 Super Bowls, 6 years, I think, going to the Super Bowl. You know, that's crazy, and it's for sure gonna be a lot of work to have to be put in with 7. But I just feel like if he just keep doing what he's doing, he on the right path. He started hot already.
He did respect Mahomes.
It was. That's why he wanted to play the whole.
I was like, did he forget about Mahomes?
No, that's what made it worse.
So that's courtesy of I Am Athlete. It's a nice piece, but it felt like just a quote panel wasn't enough, so we tried to have a long segment.
Well, unfortunately, you did him no favors.
He's being nice.
Is he?
If he had just said he can be the best quarterback in the league, then maybe it's like, oh, he just forgot. Like, what they was just thinking about his quarterback, wasn't thinking about Mahomes. But the fact that he then evokes Patrick and his resume, and actually gave him an extra Super Bowl appearance, means he put real thought and foresight into this and was saying, yeah, I think my guy can eventually be better than Patrick. And that's, as we've discussed, not a tenable opinion. It's not an allowable. And so I don't know what you want me to say other than it's just bad take and bad opinion.
Tank Dell was being kind to his quarterback and kind to Patrick Mahomes.
No.
I know that the board has very little wiggle room.
Is he going on the board?
I hope not.
Well, I'm going to let you guys try to state that give your take.
He's the gold standard.
Okay, look, I obviously agree with Nick. Best quarterback in the league is like off the board for the next 80 years or so.
That's right. Thank you, Brew.
It's best of the rest.
Yes.
Because look, you might win it. He might win an MVP, which maybe in Tank Dell's mind justifies him saying he's the best quarterback. He might have better numbers. We've seen guys do that. But whether Mahomes has the best individual season or not, he's the best quarterback for roughly the next decade.
Yeah.
Unless a guy comes on, CJ, whoever, and was to start winning at the level that Mahomes does, and then still putting up great numbers. Let me say this, though. I'm going to just try to make it an interesting discussion. I will give this to CJ Stroud. He does his start. Here's one thing he has over Mahomes. His start, and it's just 1 year, was much more difficult than Patrick's. He went to a team that was a mess, had a rookie coach, and had missed the playoffs the last 3 years and had won like 11 games in those 3 years. Mahomes did go to a team with one of the greatest coaches ever, Andy Reid, that had made the playoffs the last 3 years and was a good team. And CJ had Tank Dell, Nico Collins. At that point, we were like, okay, how good are they? And Mahomes had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Kareem Hunt. And they were all Pro Bowlers at that time. So it wasn't like Mahomes made Tyreek and Kelce. I'm just saying that I'm trying to make this an interesting discussion.
With the board is what you're doing.
But CJ, I've been on the board. I don't care.
Wow.
All right?
You've never been on the board.
I was on the board last year. I think I was on twice.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You were on the board twice.
So I'm just saying, obviously, it's off the board to be better than Mahomes unless you start winning a bunch. But CJ has had a tougher start, and he had the best rookie season ever.
You might end up on the board.
drawer to
I know you're just trying to salvage.
Taylor Swift.
Did I say anything that was
Remember, she was on the board for turning down Travis's friendship bracelet. Well,
that
we
didn't
knew what
last.
this was going to turn into.
But Nick, did I say anything that was untrue?
No.
Okay,
I mean, well,
that's all I'm saying.
Mahomes was undefeated his rookie year, and so the
1-0,
undefeated. So Wilds.
Yeah.
You don't think it's board worthy?
I just feel like it's like when you famously called Mahomes Jordan-esque.
Yeah.
It was a compliment to Michael Jordan. You wouldn't be like, if there was a Jordan board, like, no football player can ever be Jordan-esque. He's the gold standard. So when you compare him, people to Mahomes, it's the ultimate compliment.
Except he didn't compare him to. You know what, Brew? That's correct. Ramsey the board.
I tried, Tank. I'm trying.
Listen. This board is getting awful populated for not even being August. Tank Dell right here. Stroud can be the best.
Wow.
He's on the board.
Sorry, Tank.
Sorry. Listen, I appreciate you being honest and giving your takes, but it's bad taking to get you on the board. And the Texans are on the Chiefs board as well.
They are?
Well, they're the only relevant team in the AFC that the Chiefs haven't ended their season under their current iteration. They ended their franchise with the 24-0 and the whole thing. They went through a half decade of hell. Now they're back on the other side of it. The Chiefs won't do it again. So, sorry, Tank just made it.
Maybe that's why he was running his mouth.
Maybe.
No, he was being
He's running his mouth.
All right, coming up next, another edition of Walking Boot Weekly.